Well, now back to today's announcement from the FDA. The Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine getting full approval from the agency. And joining us now with more on what it all means, Washington Post correspondent Tyler Pager. Tyler, always good to be with you. Thanks for joining us here tonight. So the vaccine approved for 2 doses, 3 weeks apart in people 16 and over here. Is this going to be the game changer with the Delta variant surging?
I mean, I don't think it's fair to say that this is going to completely change the game in terms of the fight against the coronavirus, but I think the Biden administration is optimistic that this is another hurdle that they've cleared in trying to get more people vaccinated. We know that there are millions of Americans who remain unvaccinated, and some believe that part of the hesitancy was the lack of FDA full approval. Obviously, for the last several months, millions of Americans have gotten vaccinated under this emergency youth authorization. Today, the FDA granted full approval. And, you know, I think there's 2 parts of this. One is that the administration hopes it helps overcome some hesitancy around the vaccine. But 2, I think it paves the way for more mandates. We heard the president today talk about and urge both the public sector and the private sector to move ahead with mandates. Obviously, he's already done that for federal employees. Many businesses have done it for their own employees, but he hopes that this clears the way for more to do so.
Yeah, we can put some numbers to it because the Kaiser Family Foundation had done a survey. This was earlier in the summer, and they found that 3 out of 10 people said that they would be persuaded to get the shots once this full approval happened. It's now happened. Is there encouragement that we'll achieve greater numbers?
Yeah, I think the administration is hopeful that that is going to happen. I think health leaders, government leaders, whoever you talk to that is, involved in this vaccination campaign are optimistic that this will help. We heard the president speak today. He added remarks to his schedule after the FDA granted the full approval. We had expected it to come sometime this week. It came this morning. The president made remarks where he talked about how the FDA approval was done independent of political or the administration, and it is, in his words, the gold standard. And so I think this is, an important step in overcoming vaccine hesitancy for some people. But it's clear that this is not going to be the golden ticket to everyone getting vaccinated that has yet to get the shot.
Again, the Pentagon requiring it of its U.S. military members, but, domestically here at home, we'll be seeing that, sort of mandates in offices, malls, definitely for the employees here. But what about visitors? That's where I think it really gets a little dicey.
Yeah, so that, America still has a ban on a lot of foreign travelers coming from different nations. And as part of opening up the country again to international travel, we know that the administration led by the Department of Transportation and the FAA and other interagency processes are looking at requiring vaccination for foreign travelers. That is something the administration has begun the process of figuring out how to implement. They've yet to formalize the rules, but I think that is going to be part of the conversation as they move toward reopening the country's borders.
Again, this ends the emergency use authorization that had been in place since December. Critics wanted this full approval to come quicker than it did here. The reality is it really happened at a rapid pace, broke history here, essentially here. What about how is this playing now, saying, those who say, this whole process has been rushed?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was something that the president tried to address today in his speech when he was clear that there was no political pressure or involvement in the final approval that the FDA gave today. I think, as you mentioned, there were people that wanted this to come sooner. There are millions and millions of Americans who have already gotten the Pfizer vaccine and the Moderna vaccine and the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Those approvals, the White House said, are expected in the coming weeks and months. But it is a process. The Food and Drug Administration has a very stringent process for how it grants full approval to vaccines and drugs. And that process takes time. And I think this is part of the effort to show that, this vaccine is safe and effective for people to use. Obviously, they made that decision many months ago when they gave it emergency youth authorization. And this was more of a formality to show that, they've done the full review process that is typical for any sort of vaccine or drug that requires approval from the Food and Drug Administration.
Tyler, final question here. What about Moderna? What about J&J? And what about booster shots?
Yeah, so Pfizer was the first vaccine to get this emergency use authorization at the end of last year. And so they were first to get the full approval just based on when they submitted their data and finished their safety trials. And so it is expected that Moderna and Johnson & Johnson will follow suit and get the full approval in the coming weeks and months. That timetable is kind of up to the FDA, but it's kind of sequenced based on when they submitted their full application. In terms of booster shots, the administration has said that they are recommending 8 months after everyone gets their second shot or their second shot, because right now they're just talking about Pfizer and Moderna. They're recommending booster shots. That is not going to start until mid to late September, and then kind of sequence out from there based on when you got your shot and were eligible. So starting with healthcare workers and the elderly and the most vulnerable. It is expected that Johnson & Johnson, you will also need a booster shot, but because that the vaccine wasn't distributed until March, they're still collecting data on that. But I think this is part of the next phase of the fight against the coronavirus. It's become clear, according to the medical experts and scientists, that booster shots are needed. And so they're going to start that process in September.
Always there with a ton of good information. As always, Tyler Pager from the Washington Post. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me.
All right, take care.